We should be live any second. It's going live. It's live! We're officially live. Hi, YouTube. It's me, Dr. Benji FM. If you're following the Arsenal series and you're clicking this video to find out what on earth is going on, for the final week of my FM19 time, I'm going to finish things up this week. We're going to live stream the final season with Arsenal as well as do summary episodes. So if you're watching this thinking, I can't commit to however long this goes on for, don't worry, there will be sort of 10-15 minute summary episodes at the end of each stream that I will edit and upload. When I say summary episodes, I won't do highlights, that is far too much effort. I will just tell you what happened throughout the episode. Starting though, you might want to stay for this bit, the transfer window. So everyone that's here with me live, welcome. Good to see you all in the chat. I'll be answering questions as you post them, or we'll just be chatting about all sorts of stuff, football related, Football Manager 20 related maybe. But we're starting with the finances screen. Don't worry about FFP viewers, that's not an issue. The issue is winning things. And I said at the end of last episode, I think, although I did record it about a week and a half ago, that, because I've been in New York for a week, there's my first mention. It had 1 minute 57, whatever it is. I said I was going to clear out and bring in. And what I've done is cleared out and brung in. So let's see what we've done, shall we? We'll start with the transfers. We're about to play Bournemouth as our first game. And in today's episode, hopefully, or today's stream, we should get to around at least Manchester United. That's the aim. We'll see where we are at the end of September. We've got some Champions League stuff to play, some Carabao Cup stuff to play. But I'm excited. Some people have to. I saw a comment recently saying that I didn't seem enthusiastic about this save. I am still enthusiastic about it. We're just at that point in the year where I think everyone's a little bit apathetic to FM19 in the expectations of FM20, which will be hopefully in a couple of weeks. So, let's kick things off then and say transfer window. And someone's just asking in the chat, will the VODs be available? Yes, they'll still be existing somewhere if you need them, if you want them. Everything's going to be fine. Okay, good. Everyone happy? Fantastic. Right then, transfers. Let's go to the transfer history. We've brought in 176 million, which is a lot. And we've bought 201 million, which is a lot. I've got some amazing loan signings. Let's start with some of the outs, though. Of course, if you've been following the series, you'll know these names. If you're new to the series today, do try and wrestle yourself into contention of understanding what's going on. It might be a struggle. I have bought someone from Aston Villa. We'll cover that in a moment. Right then, and Denby's gone. Left back up. Torreira's left on a free. We didn't really play him. Svoboda, who we had at Aston Villa and sold to Arsenal, has now moved from Arsenal to Bristol City. Just likes wearing red, luckily for him. Bastian Thomas, who I actually think is quite a good player, but 32, get him off the wage bill. It's gone to Sheffield United for a fair amount of money. 24 rising to 33. 38 rising to 58 is Manny, who we had up front. At Bristol City, you've basically gone, we'll have all your players if you want. And I've said, yeah, fine. 5 in 19 last year. The year before that, 7 in 17. Not good enough, viewers. So he's out the door. Speaking of strikers that don't score, Davy's gone as well. I basically sold all the strikers, viewers. That's what's happened here. Davy's gone as well. Davy, I forget. Well, I think Davies is right, but I've sold him, so we don't have to deal with the problem anymore. Not scoring nearly enough goals for an Arsenal striker, so he's left. 43 million. I think it's not bad business. Massive profit made. And then finally, 50 million to Aston Villa. He could be really good for them, so I feel quite good about it. Has gone. So, they've all left. All the strikers have gone. Hey, has scored again. 14 and 29 last year. Not bad, but not enough. So, sold on again for a profit. So, we're doing well. Now, where do you start, viewers? Let's start with the player that my assistants have bought and not the players that I have bought. This guy from Espanyol, 18-year-old Spanish winger. I didn't buy him. The director of football bought him. I just said, yeah, fine, fill your boots. Do as you please. I won't be here next season probably. So, do your business. This is essentially going to be our final season, so strap yourselves in. Moving forward then, we've got Daniel Manea as well, a player that I'm not going to play loads, but he's a decent backup left-back. He'll do a job if relied upon. Gibb will at some point be suspended. Yes, his tackling's not very good. Yes, his mentals aren't very good. I'm just hoping Gibb doesn't do anything stupid. Gibb is our sensational left-back, best player in the team probably. Maybe not anymore, actually, with a certain Randy Deckers. Right, then let's go to the loans. From Real Madrid, Juan Manuel Sandua, left-sided player. To get him on loan, 27 grand a week. I think we've done all right. I think he's, you can see there, physically incredible. Has been at Madrid, had one very good year for them. In fact, 2 pretty good years for them. Actually, no, that's not even for them. Last year was for them, not that good, but a decent average rating. But for Real Madrid B, was very, very good. Sandua there, you can see there. I think solid. I think we've got options on the left-hand side now. As the systems change, viewers, we'll get to that. For a winger, so something's happened. The next one, now I know what you're thinking, Ben. Ben, you were quite good. You had Dwayne Dwayne Taylor in the centre. You had, I'll forget his name. I'll quickly get his name up there. What was his name? Where is he? Dwayne Taylor. What was the other guy called? Oh, God, it's been so long. Lahida. There we go. Sorry, viewers. It's been a week. Lahida. You don't need any more attacking midfielders. Wrong. Nicolas Oliveira. Step forward. And I put Randy Deckers. He's really good, isn't he? 75 grand a week on loan from Manchester City. Argentinian international. He's good. He's really good. You'll see why he's been bought in a minute. But Nicolas Oliveira, very solid player. Better than Lahida. Better than Taylor. Not as good as Randy Deckers, but yeah, very, very solid. Moving further forward then, through players that we've actually bought, I guess a free transfer from Sevilla, Christian Herrera, experienced striker. That's all I wanted really. 6'6" of absolute power. Yeah, we brought him in. Little bit on the older side these days. Scores consistently wherever he goes, so we've got him on a free transfer. Happy with that. 35 and 50 for Spain. Yeah, don't mind if I do. Lovely stuff. Happy news. Happy stuff. Marcus Nissan, backup striker, really was pretty good for me at Villa, but didn't score nearly enough goals, so I think he'll fit in well at Arsenal. It's a familiar face. I know what I'm getting. Pacey striker to bring on late doors if needs be. That's what I bought. But you're not interested in these ones, are you? Really? These ones here, sure. You've listened to it. You've heard what they're about, but you're not here for these. You're here for the bottom two. You're here for Boris ND. And yeah, in fact, let's not waste time with that. I'm sorry if that is your surname and you're offended by this, but I will never be able to pronounce that. So Boris ND and Randy Deckers. We'll start with Randy Deckers, a player that I have coveted for quite some time. He's got a bit of an injury that he had while at Liverpool. We've brought him in, 6'4" of attacking midfield. Gold, basically. He's just the best player in the Premier League, and I've gone and bought him. I've decided it's time. It's been an absolute monster for Liverpool year on year, and yeah, now we have Randy Deckers. If we were to play a Randy Deckers theme tune, I think it would sound something like this. Randy Deckers, it's Randy Deckers. Now you see, I think that works fine as a theme tune. We've not had it for a while. There was no intro on today's video either. I'll save that for the summary. But yeah, Randy Deckers then, 27 years of age, in his prime, in his pomp, an elite attacking midfielder. He's got everything, as well as a bit of an injury history, which is not great. But it'll be fine, probably. But it'll be fine. Right, moving on then. There's Boris ND. You all want to see about Boris. You want to know what Boris is cooking. And that's Boris. Now, on the surface, you're thinking, amazing, Ben. I know. I can see that. Internationally does very well. 8 goals in 12 for Germany. Scored for the 21s, 200 grand a week. Pacey, great dribbling, great first touch, good technique. As I say, physically amazing, off the ball, very good. And his record for Dortmund is ridiculous. So I wanted a man that scored goals for me viewers. And Boris ND, he's the guy. A 7.72 followed by a 7.57. It's going downhill, viewers, so again, he'll fit right in. And yeah, I'm happy. So tactically, well, we've had a change around. Ignore this. We don't need those bits of red there. Let's get rid of that analysis. That's better. No one will judge me now. We're going for Deckers and Oliveira behind Boris, with Koopman sitting. Colleen Bailey-Ray's come onto the left-hand side, and then we've got Collette on the right, who's they're just runners, really. They're not doing anything difficult. They're just running back and forwards and supplying this middle area. So there you are then. That's going to go well, I think. I think that's going to go well. Randy Deckers for this first game, though, can't feature. But with Lahida on the bench, we're laughing. Shout out to Fabrice and Guendouzi, who have somehow managed to weasel their way into my squad this year, despite my constant need to remove them. And Dalton Lashley's going to play as well at right back because reasons. So the team going into this one, Gentile is in goal. I mean, we'll go through it in case you're not familiar. Why not? It's a stream after all. We've got endless time. There's no limit here. We can go on forever. Gentile will be in goal. Or Gentile, some people are saying he should be called, but it's too late now, Gentile. Yeah, one of the best keepers in the league by far. Last year had a bit of an iffy season, but still kept 17 clean sheets, so you can't complain. Lashley at right back, one of the best right backs in the league. Very, very good footballer. Just signed a new contract as well. He's loving life. 5-year deal. Gibb at left back, best left back in the league. So really, with the best full-backs in the league and maybe the best goalkeeper, it's amazing we didn't do better last year. At centre back, Szczesny. is going to play on the left-hand side, a little bit shorter, but I mean mentally and physically absolutely phenomenal. So he should be absolutely fine. Can't jump, but don't worry about that. He's got Radaby next to him, who can do all the jumping if needs be, and yeah, very good. We've also got Delit on the bench, so if these two don't play particularly well, having Delit at 31 ready to come in and play is not a problem. Every time I look at him, I think you should probably be starting. Oh God, this is a late change. Ball playing defender. Radaby shouldn't be a ball playing defender. They shouldn't have switched around. Right, moving further forward. Koeman. I like it. I just think he's got everything. Great tackling, good passing, vision, work rate, physical attributes. 6'1", 1 goal for Holland, and what a goal it was. It probably good. Collette's going in there at right wing again. Just a shuttler, if anything. Just going to be running a lot. On a winger support. Ray's doing the same thing on the other side. He's technically a little bit better. He's got some nicer attributes, but yeah, just run, mate. Just do loads of running. And then in the forward areas, of course, Randy Decker's not available for this one, but at some point later this season, we'll of course see him, probably the next game, in fact. So Lahida is going to play as the playmaker on the left-hand side, and then on the right-hand side, Oliveira has come in. And yeah, should set this world alight. Agility of 20. You'll have to see it, viewers. And then up top, Boris ND, who's going to score all the goals. Tactically, I've changed a few things around a little bit. We're not playing with overlaps anymore. We're still playing quite narrow, but we are playing a little quicker and yeah, a little bit more direct than we have been previously. Now, if this doesn't go well in the first 5 games, viewers, expect Formation Man to pop up. I can see the chat has lit up with Formation Man-esque comments. You just watch. I've used a system like this before, so it's not. I'm not going into this completely unknown. There's some method behind the madness. We'll just see if it works, though. There's a little bit of doubt as to whether it does work. But in pre-season, it's been going brilliantly. So let's judge it on pre-season. We've absolutely destroyed the likes of that second division Greek side. So I mean, if we can do it to them, we can do it to Bournemouth, viewers. Season prediction 3rd, which I mean, it's not bad, is it? 3rd, that's all right. We've got Deckers, Lashley, Gibb, Gentile. I said like, some of the best players in the world. We don't have Zaruki, though, who we know after last season, if you've been watching the series, is, yeah, that's not even fair, is it, that as a season there? That's Pixie levels of amazing. And Marco is also very good. And Mbappe still plays in this division too. So while it's nice to have Randy Deckers, they've got some really good players. Boris ND, though, considered my 2nd best player behind Randy Deckers. So if he scores goals for you viewers, Boris ND is going to go down in history as the man that came in and won as a league title. Now, if you've not been following the series, we started off at Boston United before coming to a bit of an impasse, really, and I knew that we'd be stuck in the same position for a long time. It wasn't like Thames or Salford where we were on a rapid increase. I knew that it was going to be very, very difficult. So we moved on to Aston Villa. We made it an English journeyman. And yeah, with Aston Villa, it went quite well. Got relegated first season. They were bound to go down anyway. We came in with about 6 to go and took them down. But then brought them back up, famously, fantastically, before finishing 6th a couple of times. And then realising that without a top club at the helm and without 5 years of planning in the future, we need to move on again. And Arsenal was that destination. And at Arsenal last season, we thought that would be the finishing period for us and that we would win the league. Well, that didn't quite happen. You know, sometimes you don't win everything you're supposed to win. We came 3rd. We were 3 points off the title. Goal difference a factor. So we've brought in creativity. We've brought in goals. And defensively, if we stay just about the same, we're going to win this league, viewers. And I'm glad you're joining me on the journey. FTRL Aaron has just splashed £2 in my direction. Thank you very much. I forget that that's a thing on YouTube. I think it just goes into the revenue thing, from what I've seen in the past. So thank you very much. That's very kind. He's put Zaruki to poor man's Marky Fletcher, which is also a fact. For those that are interested, as you hear live, Mark Fletcher is playing in Sydney, having an absolutely lovely time. 9 goals last season, 7 the year before. As I say, wonderful time. Thank you for joining me in the chat. There's about 400 of you watching, just under 400 at the moment. So thank you for tuning in. If you are enjoying it, again, do drop a like on it. And yeah, we'll get things kicked off at the Steve Fletcher Stadium. Marvellous. Okay, so we'll see how we do there. And I mean, feel free to put your score predictions in the chat. I'm going to go for a 4-1. I think they might score first, but then we'll come into our own. So we'll see. Someone's asked me how New York was. You've brought that up, not me. So it was fantastic. I had an absolutely amazing time. And I now know I won't go back for a few years. So sad. But really, really good. Yeah. If you've got any other questions in the chat about anything, I've kept up to date a little bit with the Football Manager features. Of course, they had that first day when they released loads of stuff. And then they've sort of drip-fed through Football Manager and Miles' Twitter. So yeah, if you've got any questions about FM20, I probably don't know the answer, to be honest. But yeah, it is. Paradell said he got married in New York. Congratulations, whenever that was. Might have been a while ago, but yeah, it's a beautiful city. So much character. Brendan Rodgers would love it. Right, then we're favourites for a reason. Let's see how we do. We're going to play until at least the end of September. But if I'm feeling it and the chat's alive, then we're going to just keep going all day. You know, why not? We could finish the save today. We could do a 24-hour stream. We're not doing a 24-hour stream. Although that would be amazing if the summary was, so we came fourth. Wouldn't it? Let's see how the system works, though. That's going to be key today. The two creative players in behind Boris ND. We'll see how he does as Oliveira. Great football from him. Boris, I love him already, viewers. Play the jingle. Play the jingle somehow. Oh, hang on. Da-da-da. It's Boris ND. He's already scored a goal. I'm already loving it. Absolutely loving it. I'm still playing the jingle in my headphones. Boris, though, with the strike. Wonderful. What a goal. Someone's asked who I'm going to be in FM20. I did a video on that, so if you want to watch that now or later, I reveal. The beta I've said is Tottenham, and the main save I have not revealed the team of yet. I think some people will like it, and some people will not like it. Lashley, free kick. Oh, lashed it over. But there, Boris with a fantastic finish. 1-0 to the good. Oliveira with the assist as well. We're flying. I'm confident. They don't know how to deal with our system, look. We're unstoppable. Gibb, look at that, racing forward. We've just got 2 free creative magicians in the centre. They're panicked about that. The goal's in goal for Bournemouth. We had him at Aston Villa for context, for those that are wondering why I'm so excited about that. It's called Degard, and he plays in goal. Degard the goal. Makes sense, right? Oliveira, look at this creativity. They can't get near us. Lahida finds Boris, who's... Well, he's been tackled. I thought he was going to be injured then. I panicked a little bit. Colleen Bailey-Ray. Oliveira! Oh. Damn. Ray, ball in. Lahida. Where's he going with it? Out to Ray. Chance. Lahida again. Back to Ray. Referee. Well, oh, God, I forgot that this is a thing. And I have to sit here live. I can't even edit these bits out to be shorter. Yeah, my stream save this year will be a tier 10 to glory save. But yeah, more about that when I know more about that. I don't think I'll start that straight away, so we'll see. It's a free kick, viewers. What a shock. Who knew? It's a free kick. Oliveira then to whip it. He does do. Radaby's there. Oh, nearly scored from a free kick. What year is this? 2031. So it's about a 12, 13-year save. So we're quite deep invested. Hence, next year, for those that don't know, I will mention it briefly now, is a series called Glory Hunter, in which I try and win 14 trophies, 14 major trophies in 20 years, which is essentially the league. Oh, Lahida, we've scored again. The league in the top 5 divisions in Europe, and then their biggest domestic cup competitions, as well as the Champions League, the Europa League, the World Cup, and the European Championships. Of course, I might win a Club World Championship within that. I might win a Community Shield or like Super Cup in that as well, but that's not the goal. Would I consider uploading this stream or stream highlights to YouTube? This stream will be available afterwards on my channel somewhere. I will also be doing a summary for those that haven't got time to watch a 4-hour, 3-hour stream. So, do you think I'll do a US save again in another FM? Someone's asked. Probably not, but I wish the one I did do hadn't ended the way it ended, with my computer combusting and me losing everything. That was sad. I think the idea is really good. I just think the execution and the fact that I ended up losing it was not great. So maybe we'll do it again though. There's maybe another chance for us here. As Bournemouth touched the ball for the first time. So far though, Lahida, Boris, both on the score sheet. Oliveira's got an assist to his name. And yeah, so far so good. Dominating display. I knew this system would work. Wait until Randy Deckers gets here as well. So what I've done basically, I've got now 4 really good attacking midfielders. So, and the reason I got Oliveira in initially, because I thought if Deckers does continue to get injured, I'm going to need someone to play instead of him, who's like equally as good. And Oliveira's pretty close. So, you know. But so far so good. I've made no substitutions either, which I know some people in the comments very critical of, as Lahide scores again. But I do find that if you make changes, the game's like, oh, right, you're going to gamble with this lead, do you? I'm going to bring on Guendouzi back there, and then we're going to bring on Herrera as well. 2 subtle changes, just to see this out. Bit of experience in both roles. There's Lahide. This man's ready for business. Makes it 3. Kuzmin with the assist before he goes off. Lovely stuff. Is that Menace on the wing for Bournemouth too? I don't think it's the same one. No. It's Bishop Stortford, isn't it? I've not decided on the club yet. Do you think you would ever do a series similar to what Jack did with Gibraltar, where you use the team to build up a league's rep? It just takes a long time. I think Gibraltar is like the perfect league to do that with because the seasons go so quickly. You're essentially playing like a third of a normal season every year. So the ability to then progress the team year on year becomes a lot quicker. So I think if you're ever going to do it, you have to do it in a division where there's like less than 20 games a season almost. Otherwise, it can be quite repetitive and quite long. And you don't, like I say, Gibraltar is like the perfect place to do it because of the way the league is systemed over there. As we might even score again here, you know. I've made some changes. The fresh impetus from the boys that have just come on might be enough to change all things round. As Ray goes forward, looks for the goal. Oh, death to all turkeys. Well, hopefully he's a big fan of meat. With the £10, that's very kind. Big up Boris. I love the series. Glad you're sticking with it. Went to Villa Park this weekend. So here's an obligatory moan about the state of that referee. Thanks for everything, Ben. From Dan S. Oh, thanks, Dan. I assume you're Dan from other streams, Dan, right? Unless you're a new Dan. There could be a new Dan on the scene. But so far, look at that. We might, if we just end the episodes here, this would have been great normally, wouldn't it? I'd have done my transfer talk. I'd have talked about the new signings. We'd have won 3-0. Everyone would have been loving it. It would have been an absolute joy. But that's not the way things work around here all the time. Burnley 4, Everton 4. What a result. I mean, a late goal for Burnley, snatching a point. Any other interesting things going on there, really? Chelsea winning, Liverpool winning. United beat Wolves on the bottom as well. So all the big sides won. No one really faltered. Yeah. Oh, City, actually, sorry. City was a 1-1 against Watford. That's not particularly good. How you doing, Dan? Thanks for tuning in, my man. Welcome. It's nice to see people that are usually on the old Twitch streams, on the YouTube streams as well. Do I do these press conferences? If we're still doing press conferences in October... It's October. How does this happen? It's crept up on me as well, because there's only 30 days in September. And now it's here. We officially have October. Goodness, which is usually exciting because it's like FM month, isn't it? October. The beta's always out in October at some point, usually late October. If I could give you the insight on when it's out, I would, but I don't know. So your guess is as good as mine at the moment. Join late, not sure if it's been discussed, but what do you think about the United-Arsenal game? As a United fan, I thought it was a bit underwhelming, says Matthew. Both teams could have done so much better. We've not really talked about the football yet, but I'm happy to. It's the only game I really saw this weekend because I was travelling, so... I feel like, as a Liverpool fan, it's weird because, and I watched a bit of the kickoff, which True Geordie and Lawrence McKenna do, with Hugh Wizzy and a few others, and Lawrence talks about it from a Liverpool perspective, which I can identify with really clearly, in that Manchester United and Arsenal right now are playing like Liverpool did about 10, 15 years ago, but they did that for like 15 years continuously, and they can't necessarily see it. I guess some fans can see it, that like there's this frustration with the fact that it's quite poor, and what you end up doing, because I did this for years, you got to remember, is that with players that aren't particularly good, you put them on a level, on a pedestal that makes them seem actually far better than they are. And I think Arsenal are doing it with certain players, and I'm going to name players that I know Arsenal fans will be listening and saying, actually, no, I think your friend is really good. But just from an outside perspective, players like Guendouzi, who I think are decent players, but they're not like incredibly talented players. There's who else is like Chilabos, the new midfielder. Like, he's a really good technical player, but he wouldn't get in the City team and he wouldn't get in the Liverpool team right now. And there's just like this level below that they're competing with the likes of Chelsea, United, and Tottenham are just above that, I would say. But you look at Leicester coming into it at the moment, and West Ham have started well. And with United, there's loads. Like, again, if you're a United fan, you're probably going to disagree, which is fine. But players like Rashford, I think, in isolation, like if Rashford was in a team that had Tevez and Rooney and Ronaldo, and Rashford would just like come on every now and then, like, he'd be a really good player at this point. Like, but I think there's been so much expectation over the last few years because he started his debut season quite well and he looked quite dangerous, that he's now rated way above what he actually is. And like, he's on this massive contract and things like that. And there's a few players at United that are like that ordinarily, like wouldn't be considered top players. And when you consider the teams that have gone by, Manchester United and Arsenal throughout my youth were sensational football clubs. Like they were the best teams in the. I would look at them and think, I wish we won some of the trophies they'd won back then. Of course, they looked at our Champions League and thought we were fantastic. But you get what I'm saying, like, and I look at the players, and I remember looking at the players that we had, and players I would use as an example, right? They were really good for Liverpool, and they go down as like cult heroes of the era. But players like Fabio Aurelio and Dirk Kuyt, right? They were really good industrious players with a little bit of creativity, a little bit of quality in there. But would either of them be near the Liverpool team right now? No, absolutely not. Like Dirk Kuyt was a really good player for the time, but he's just not at that level. And there's players that you value a lot, and like Kuyt had loads of really good qualities, but he wasn't ever a top tier talent. But we made him seem like he was like our 5th best player at the time. So you get my point. And now Manchester United and Arsenal are going through that currently. Slightly different at Chelsea. We can talk about that later. In the mixer, thank you for the Aussie 20. I appreciate that. I don't know what the conversion is, but I appreciate it. As we go into our next game, Arsenal versus Wolves. United fans and United Arsenal fans, let me know what you think about that. See, now Lamb's put in the chat, why are you trashing Kuyt and you call yourself a Liverpool fan? I've just said he had really good qualities and he was a really good player for the era and the time, but he wouldn't get in the current side. Like, I've not said anything controversial. Like, this is comment sections for you. He's heard what he wants to hear there, viewers. I can't argue with him. I've already lost. So there's players that are like Chambers is another one for me, and like Kyriakos is a good defender, but again, we've got in the invincible era of Arsenal. You might say it's not a fair comparison, but we have to we're comparing eras when we talk about, like, if you want to use your reputation of what's gone on before, then you've got to compare the current crop to the previous crop. But the Aussie 20 is £45. If that's true, then that's very kind. Thank you. I don't know what the conversion is, but we'll go with whatever. Let's continue. Wolves. They've got an interesting lineup, actually. No players that I've managed, I don't think. They've got Van der Beek, who's pretty good. I thought about getting him, actually, on a free. Yeah, did I sell him when I arrived? I think I did. I knew I recognised the name for some reason. Are you suggesting Milan Ivanovic was not quality? That was a proper banter era under Hodgson when we brought him in on a free from, I want to say Anderlecht, but now I'm doubting that. I can't remember. I'm sure it was Belgium, though. He kept us in 4th every year with the likes of Bentner, Shamak. We can't imagine that with Uber and Lacazette. Yeah. But again, there's part of that, right? They can't really do anything about that. Standard Liège, I knew it was Belgium. They can't, like, as a United and an Arsenal fan right now, there's not much you can do other than try and get behind the players that you've got in the situation that you're in. Like, it's not really a criticism. Like, a fan shouldn't be offended by it. It's just the way it goes. You can't have 6 really brilliant teams all vying for the title. It doesn't happen. Like, you have to have a few teams that essentially what I'm getting at is there aren't enough good players in world football to play for the top 10 teams or top 15 teams in world football. Boris is unbelievable. I mean, why didn't my other strikers do this? Oh, this is next level from B&D. This is outrageous. Boris here. He loses the ball, wins it back straight away, and the finish. Oh. Drink it in. Love Boris. Boris is our new signing. If you've just joined, Boris is our new signing. That is an absolute machine. Welcome, Boris ND. Yeah, and I guess in summary of what I was saying about Arsenal United, that the game last night was indicative of that. It was lots of players that aren't actually of the quality. Like, in isolation against the likes of, I don't know, no disrespect to the new promoted teams, but Norwich and Sheffield United, Aston Villa and teams like that, like, they are going to look quite good. Like, Rashford is going to look decent against those. Pogba's always going to look good against those players. And Pogba, at a Real Madrid, could comfortably, in my opinion, be a top 10 player in the world. But at the moment, even Paul Pogba wouldn't get in the Liverpool team and wouldn't get in the Manchester City team. And he's a fantastically, like, good individual player, but Klopp and Pep wouldn't take him right now. I don't think. Like, in his that last year he had at Juve before he went to United, they'd have probably taken him then. But right now you wouldn't take him, and he's probably United's best outfield player. It's close between a couple, but I think it's probably still him. McTominay's looked like our best player so far. But again, he's another example of these players. They're similar to Guendouzi, that he's come through And because he works hard and he's enthusiastic and he's energetic and he's new and he's not got the stigma of the likes of Ashley Young and whoever else has been there for a while now, like, there's this idea that, oh, he's a really, like, bright, good young player. When in fact he's just, like, he's quite an average. So, like, he's quite an average central midfielder, really. So it's all about balancing expectations, and that's a really difficult thing to do when you're as big as Manchester United and Arsenal. Like, that's a real challenge. I was going to make changes for you, but I didn't really see the changes that made sense, so I didn't bring one. I guess Deckers should be on the bench here, and I just forgot because I was chatting. So whoever asked the question, that was your fault. Henderson over Pogba right now in the way that Klopp plays, absolutely, because he knows, you know what you're gonna get. Like, people might not rate Henderson, but you're gonna get like a 7.5 out of 10 game from Henderson every single game. Like, and Klopp can't afford to have someone in. Like, and I'll tell you why this is obvious, is that that's why he brings on Origi rather than Shaqiri, right? Shaqiri can have 10 games, and Origi can't have 10 out of 10 games. But Shaqiri can't consistently have 7 and 8 out of 10 games. And Henderson and Pogba are in a similar situation, in that Henderson will have a solid 7.5 game every single game. And Klopp knows exactly what he's going to get. But Pogba might have a 5 one week. Like, and I'd say Henderson does a completely different job to Pogba. I don't think Pogba's average. I'm just talking about the way that, like, United are structured right now. United are structured as an average team. Like, in the top four top 6 context, Manchester United are an average team within that. So Pogba is being brought down by the players around him. But it's just it's just the process of what happens in football and in the Premier League. In my opinion, I should clarify, this is not fact. But George Taylor with the 15 Aussie. Ben, mate, you didn't write, mate. I've added that in. You're an absolute pleasure to watch. You put me through the rough times, or the tough times, sorry, in the last few years. Thank you. Thoughts on Southampton staying up? I like Hasenhüttl a lot. I think he's a good manager. I think he's got the right idea of playing. I do worry a little bit about your firepower. I think Che Adams looks like a good Championship player and doesn't look like a good Premier League player, which is a bit of a worry. If you can get someone like Danny Ings scoring on a regular basis, that'd be good. And if Lloris carries on doing what he's doing, you'll be all right. But yeah, I think Southampton are on the cusp. They're probably bottom 6 for me, but on the right end of the bottom 6 coming into the season. I'd pick McTominay over Henderson. Yep. I'm sure you would, and I wouldn't. But I guess we could put that down to our own biases. Mine's captain the Champions League winning side, whereas yours is scored against Arsenal. Pogba is way too inconsistent to be considered world class. He's got world class ability, but he hasn't got world class consistency. That's arguably the problem. But we say that like Pogba's the only player in the world with that problem. There's loads of players in the world with that problem, right? That's a very obvious thing to say. And in the last couple of years, it's kind of weird for, like, you've got to realise Liverpool fans do seem a bit smug at the moment. But it's almost out of, and if you're a Liverpool fan watching, you probably know what I'm talking about. We don't really know how to deal with this. We've won 7 out of 7. We've just won the Champions League. We're not really sure what to do. So all we can do is be excited, and people hate it. People are like, stop being excited about your team. I'm sick of this. Stop rubbing it in. It's like, oh, I can't help it. I've had 20 years of just watching Manchester United be the best team in world football for like ages under Fergie. Just give me this 10-year period. If it's all I get, I'm going to try and enjoy it as much as possible. Oh, it's a challenge. Anyway, forget about Liverpool at the moment. Arsenal in 2031 with me in charge are fantastic. The problem is, of course, that Man United are top. Dylan Chambers, by the way, everyone wrote him off. He's a machine. City haven't won a game yet in the first 2. And anyone else drop points yet? No, they haven't played. Actually, no, they haven't played. Have they? Tottenham have lost one, yes, so they've dropped points. I don't like Guendouzi because of his face. Where do they think Leicester can finish? Definitely in the top 6, the way they're going. I completely agree. Someone's put in the chat, and it's sort of off what I said a moment ago. But Jordan Henderson is not a world-class footballer, but he's got world-class consistency. And I think that's why Klopp would take him and Wijnaldum and Milner over Pogba at the moment. So it's one of those, really. Pogba had a lot of help at Juve. But again, it's one of those things, isn't it, that he had a lot of quality around him, and Pogba is a little bit of a luxury player, in my opinion. So it's just one of them. Is Harry Kane the best finisher in world football? I think Harry Kane is underrated as a footballer personally. I think Kane's got incredible ability and doesn't get nearly the credit that he potentially deserves. I think he's a fabulous footballer. I really do. I don't think I'd have him in my current Liverpool team, but I think in terms of the Premier League, he's right up there with the likes of Shearer for me. He really is. I don't think he's ever going to be as good as Henry was, and I consider Henry the best Premier League striker of all time. But I think he's like, for me, the way he's going, he's in the Shearer bracket. Like, I think he's just as good as I remember Alan Shearer. There'll be Newcastle fans going, you what? Yeah, he's got to win something though. Boris so far, by the way, has played 2 league games. He's on an 8.4. I love him. I love Boris. Should we give Randy Deckers his debut? I think we should. We're going to gamble a bit. We'll take Oliveira out. We'll put Deckers in. And we'll switch those boys round. And we'll see how he does. Of course, we can bring on Oliveira if it's not going well. So it should be fine. Let's get Deckers in there, though. Can we see the new signings? TA31_A. What my advice to you would be is to rewind the stream. I think you can do it. It should be available to do. Where you can go back. And for the first 20 minutes or so, I talk about it. So you will have to watch it on a bit of a delay or skip forward if you find that bits aren't to your taste. But I did talk about it at length at the start. So that would be my advice to you. Is there anyone in the Liverpool team you would change? Right now, not really. It depends if it comes on offer. Would I take Messi over Salah? Yes, I would. It's one of those, isn't it? Of course I would. And would I take... let me think who I think's... Would I take Koulibaly over Matip? Yes, I would. So there are players that I think would still improve us. But again, it's whether they're available. If Klopp went out and bought Koulibaly at the start of next season, that'd be outrageous. Oh, Randy Deckers. Deckers to get injured. Thing is, average players are a normal part of any good side for the things that you can bring, like Henderson brings to Liverpool. The problem is when you try and build a side around those players. Exactly. That is it. And that's kind of where I put Kaut in that bracket. Kaut was a really good player for Liverpool, but he was never, ever going to be, the star man. And if he ever was the star man, it said more about... Oh, Boris! I love Boris, viewers! Oh! Boris is so good. He scored 3 in 3, viewers. He scored 3 in 3. Oh, Boris. Sorry, my train of thought went out the window. Boris is a machine. Gibb there, by the way, with a sensational pass. Oh. I've bought a striker that scores. Everything's going to be fine. What a system. Sure, it's Southampton. Oh, yeah, Elkins at left back for them. So he is. I don't love Boris Johnson. I think Boris Johnson's a bit of a wally. But I say a bit of a wally. A massive wally. He was in New York at the same time as me. I was hoping that I would see him just so I could sort of go, Boris! You're a prick. I'd have done hushed tones at that point. I wouldn't want to be set upon by American police. So, oh no. Turkman. Ball played through the centre. Oh! Sincere. How many leagues do you have loaded? Your save seems to get pretty quick. Right now, I actually don't know. Probably about, league-wise, probably about 15. Nations, probably about 6, 7. I would assume. I don't know. Maybe slightly more. But I have recently upgraded my computer, so everything runs sensationally well. Although Football Manager, after a few years, does run pretty slow. It's funny, I was talking to a fellow YouTuber who worked the space yesterday, and one question we get all the time, and it's the one question I don't really know how to answer, because there's so many layers to it. So if you've got this question, I'm going to answer it for you now with a non-answer. The question is, will this laptop be good to run Football Manager? And the answer to everyone is, every laptop will run Football Manager. It just depends how well you want it to run. And much like most things in this world, if you pay more money, it will run better. But I totally get it, because there was a point when my budgets were very dependent on I would try and budget everything, so it would be a case of really trying to get every inch out of whatever I could afford. But if it's got an i5 processor or an i7, it'll be absolutely fine and it'll run. Will it run as well as an i9 computer with a really good graphics card? and a really good processor? No, it won't. But will it still run better than your old laptop? Probably. It's not really. I don't know. I never know what the answer is to that question. Because it depends on your budget and how well you want it to run. So, and the answer generally is if you spend £300, it's going to run okay, but it's not going to be great. And if you spend 600 or 700 or 800 quid, it's going to run really well. I can't really add any more than that. Yeah, like I used to play on an i5, absolutely fine. I used to make videos on an i5 with a 750 Ti graphics card, and it was fine. So, what are your thoughts on Barcelona this season? They've been utterly Liverpool, haven't they? So they can't play football anymore. It's fantastic. Once again, it made no changes. The only frustrating thing about this, not that Boris has scored, that's great. The only frustrating thing so far is that Liverpool and Manchester United are really good, and I'd rather they weren't. So we've got Huddersfield next, though. We've had a really nice start to the season to kick things off, which worries me a little bit because if they're playing decent sides and winning, that's not going to be good for us. But we'll see. What's your favourite leagues outside the top 10? What outside the top 10 leagues? I suspect they're all in there. Out of the top 10, what are the my favourite league? I would say my top 3 are the Vanarama North, the Vanarama South, and the Vanarama National. I don't know. What a question. Outside the top 10 leagues, who's your favourite leagues? I've never been asked that before, Christian. You win a prize for asking me a completely original question. There isn't a prize. I've not got a prize, but you do win a prize. One of the things I love about FM is that you can, even though it'll be really slow, you can play it on almost any computer. Well, with the new Stadia stuff that's coming, it might run even better on worse computers because you're basically playing on a browser. So as long as your internet's good, you'll be loving life. You do have to pay quite a lot to do that, though. Well, I think the Championship's probably a top 10 league, though. It might be 10th, but it's probably a top 10 league. Hey, Ben, how many Ukrainian footballs do you know? Personally, I don't know any. I've not got any on my phone. But I remember Shevchenko. He was good, wasn't he? And is Yarmolenko Ukrainian? Let me think of other Ukrainians. Was Sergei Rebrov Ukrainian? The guy that used to play for Spurs. Was it Rebrov? Rebrov? I can't. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Sergei Rebrov? He was Ukrainian. What a shout. Get in. If you're an older viewer watching this. Oh, yeah, Zinchenko at City, of course, yeah. But Sergei Rebrov, I've pulled that out of the bag. You think Kane has regressed in the last year? We've not really... It's too early to say, I think. What do you think the sweet spot for Leagues Nations is when balancing performance? 5 leagues. Oh, sorry, no, 5 leagues. Probably 10 leagues, 5 nations. So if you've got all of England, it depends. Again, though, it's such an open. It's like how long is a piece of string? It depends what you. If my computer could probably run 10 leagues or 10 nations pretty well, for a long time. I don't know if it says on preferences, but my graphics card capability is really good, so it would run everything. But it wouldn't run it very quickly. I guess in terms of game speed is what you're asking me. I think anything beyond 5 nations, and after 10 years, it'll be sluggish, no matter what your computer is. But the way that Football Manager, if anyone from SI is watching, sorry, the way that Football Manager processes in 2019 is catered towards bad computers, not towards good computers. And if it was catered towards good computers, people with good computers would be able to run every league flawlessly. But it's not. It only runs through one core, so it's not good. It's optimized really badly. So there's a point where it can't get any better. So if you've got an i7 with a mid-range graphics card, your game probably runs about as well as mine does. But then below that, obviously it'll process a little slower. Right, next game coming. We are flying through the games here. Sorry if you wanted a little bit more chat about the team, but we're just we're streaming. This is what streaming is for us. You can't really help that. How did you get a player like Oliveira on loan? I have no idea, but I love the fact that City just didn't care, and I was like, yeah, we'll have him for like nothing as well. We're paying so little for him. Obviously, you won't be able to play against City, but we've got Deckers, so we'll have him. I love how. Come on, Ben. Tell us who you're starting Glory Hunters with. Do it for the stream. It's a team in Europe, but I can't tell you who because there needs to be a bit of surprise. I'm hoping that Spurs will last a couple of seasons. That'd be good. I'd quite like to try and win something with them. See if I can do that, and then from there we'll do Glory Hunter, where I'll be moving around probably at least 8 times. So. Jakir is convinced it's Chelsea. I guess we'll see Jakir. I'll put 100 on it. What was your earliest save with? In this save, it was with Boston. If you mean ever, then I mean, I'm going quite deep there. I don't know. Spell, just to hope Palmer return the favour. Maybe. Who knows who is. As I say, though, I'll be moving around a lot. So who I start with really is just... Like, it's a decent team. We'll see. It's not a league champion or anything like that. It's just a decent team. So it's not PSG and it's not Manchester City. Could be Liverpool. Could always be Liverpool. Chesney, I'm probably going to keep him on there actually. Team-wise, I've not really rotated at the moment. We've only played league games, so I guess we just carry on. 3 clean sheets. Leicester to come next. Chelsea after that, Newcastle, Manchester United. I mean, Chelsea's the big tough one to begin with, isn't it? So I guess we'll see. Atletico Madrid. Atletico, Leicester. I mean, there's lots of good options. I'm not going to tell you, viewers. So I feel bad. You can keep guessing, though, if you like. I'm going to give Deckers a little break. He played in the last game, but... He wasn't amazing. Will Boris score for 4 in a row? That's the question, viewers. In the chat, yes or no. Call it now before we kick off. Is he getting it 4 in a row? I'm saying yes, 100%. I think he's going to get 2 in this one. I got a feeling. There he is. Is he number 19? Yeah, number 19. Look at the speed of him. Oh. He scores 2. We're going for a brace here. At home, at the Emirates against Huddersfield. Boris better be scoring. If you can't score in these games, you might as well call the whole thing off. What's he doing down here for? Get in the middle. Oh. Huddersfield. This is the first time I feel like I've seen a team attack me. And it's not the best attack ever. But like, win this ball back in these areas. And we are... Oh, my word, delete. Oh, okay. Flipping it. Was he offside? Goodness gracious me. Tadibi has scored against... Okay, well, Tottenham have scored immediately. Didn't say anything. Didn't say a word. We'll change that up, shall we? Let's see, though. Is there going to be a... Look at the press there. Good. The press is in full effect. We just have to hope that Koeman doesn't go overrun. He's on a booking, so that's a little bit of a worry. Don't get sent off, Koeman, please. Please don't. I've highlighted you for a reason. Do not get sent off. I've got to say, so far, out of all the teams you've played... Well, we might actually have to do something in this game, because... We're a goal down. And Koeman's on a booking. I don't want him to play make as much. I want him to keep it a little bit simple. And just feed the 2 in front of him. Who have basically got 3 rolls. Highlight after the goal, by the way. Referee! That's a corner. I thought we were going to go and get a bit of VAR so we could have a free kick on the edge of the box. But, whatever. It happens, I guess. When we see me play Lujo's home, I'll smash him. Confirmed. I'll put Thames into the game and we'll beat them. Boris! Oh, how has Boris not scored? What a save! I guess it's a good save. I can't believe it. Boris is right-footed. I think I feel like Boris might be either. But no, I think he's right. But part of me thinks he's either. No, he's right. Okay, maybe it's someone else's either. I'm not sure. Well, at this point, we need him to score 2. He's roaming from position a lot, though. He's getting very much involved, which is fine. I just want him here more often than not. I want him ready for action. Lahida. Collette, the overload over that side. It's nearly gone in. It's another corner, though. Tips on how to choose team instructions. They've got to be logical, which I'm not a good person to ask, really, because some of mine are illogical. But you've got, like, team instructions generally, I think, use as little as possible if you can to begin with. Don't play the game and think, right, I'm going to choose 9 instructions. They're all going to work, because they're not. I mean, I don't want to say I'm getting FM, dear viewers. But I'm looking at it. And, well, whatever. You know, it happens. It's football. Show me something else in the second half, please. Randy Deckers is waiting in the wings. And I'm also going to bring Guendouzi on and move him slightly further forwards. But then pop him back. So he's playing a similar position. He's just a little bit more advanced in the playmaker role. Not in a booking, so he can put himself about a bit. So we'll see. Have fun, Fred. Fred's off to the gym, everyone. Because he's hard. He's Fred. Lahida. Oh, goodness me. Julian Lahida. He's seen 2 attacking midfielders come in. And he's gone, I'll make my case, Dr. Benji FM. I'll make it. Use your shouts. Yeah, I use them occasionally. This is actually, funny you mentioned that. This is the sort of time I would use it. I'm going to just encourage, actually. Simple encourage. Look at the reaction. They're overcome with emotion that they've just not reacted. At what point do you bring Randy Deckers on? Now. For Boris, maybe? I'm going to put Deckers up front. He's just got so much quality. It's like putting Radaby up front. No, it's not. He's got so much quality. I feel like, actually, we might change this round. 15 minutes to go. Herrera's going to come in for Oliveira. And we'll switch those boys round. Here we go. Last few minutes of the game. Is there another goal in this for us? Demand more. 5 minutes left. Oh, come on. Push those boys forward. Come on. Is there a final twist? Oh, God, I've already dropped points to Huddersfield. It's not ideal, is it? God damn it, viewers. Shambles. Yeah, maybe we should have gone to 2. Oh, I don't want to complain about being FM'd because, you know, you should probably score more. But 10 on target. Only 4 of them were long shots. Whereas they've had 2 shots and it's 1-1. This is a shame. Joa, thank you for your contribution in the chat there. I'm going to not let you put it in the chat, though, because it was very aggressive. And I blame you for that as well, Joa. Not only have you tried to write an expletive in my chat, you've now cost me a team talk because the distraction that you put on me. No clearer half chances, though. No, that's true as well. That's true as well. Goodness me. Thoughts on Spencer the YouTuber and how he has broken into the mould and got into the mainstream media? I don't think anyone's done it better. So that's pretty good, isn't it? I don't think anyone's done it better. He's certainly someone I look up to in the YouTube game. I think he's done an amazing job. Yeah. And I think he's done almost everything in the right way. So he's someone I find not impossible to criticise, but it's difficult to criticise someone that's done a lot of things right. So I've got a lot of time for that. They Barrow, did they? That makes it worse. Great player. Nervous at home to Huddersfield. I know. That was the game, apparently. Have I met him? I've never met him. No. I've never met him. I mean, I'm sure I will at some point, but no. Yeah. Who is Decker's replacement at Liverpool? Good question. I don't know. I assume they bought someone. If they've bought someone better, that'll be annoying. I guess they've bought Garrido. Oh. Is it this guy? No, oh, yeah, I guess it is that guy. I mean, he's not bad. Is he having a good season? Annoying. Yes. Slimani. So what we're really saying is 24 million. I should have gone to get him instead. But I wanted Randy Deckers. I think over time, Deckers is better. Spencer's done remarkable stuff for football YouTube, but his content is a bit too saturated for me. A lot of it's over-sponsored. I call him Sponsor FC. I mean, when you get a Christmas bonus in your job, do you call yourself Christmas Bonus FC? I mean, it's not a good example, but you get no. It is. You get what I'm saying. Like, you still got to eat. Things like this. There's nothing wrong with a bit of sponsorship now and again, but you got, and I guess especially if like he spent years making himself incredibly marketable, like, and a lot of thought has gone into that. He hasn't just mindlessly, like, I guess the example would be FIFA coins, isn't it, that he avoided. He hasn't mindlessly just accepted sponsorship for the cash grab. Like, he's worked hard at his image to make himself someone people want to work with. I think that should be respected. I don't like the idea that you call him Sponsor FC, because there's lots of people in his position that would have just accepted. I bet he turns down a lot. I'll put it that way. I bet he's turned it down a lot. I don't know. I don't think there's anything. Personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Just go right from uni. Any chance someone can update me what's happened so far? My advice would be, actually, Eddie, is rewatch the stream on ×2 speed, and by the time we got a little way into this, you'll be up to date. The update so far is we're unbeaten. We've made some transfers. I'll give you a quick look at values and things. There are transfers. And our results are decent, apart from that home draw. Where Boris doesn't score, we don't win. That's the... So far, he sold out for a sponsor, someone's put. Oh dear. I wish people knew the definition of that word, but whatever. Okay, we've avoided Liverpool and City. As long as we don't get United, I'm happy. Give me a team that I can actually beat as well. Sheffield United. And United played Tottenham as well, so that's worked out quite well. Chelsea, Everton. How long are we streaming for? We're definitely going to the end of September, which will be like a fair amount of games. But we might do more. We might go to the end of October, actually. So we'll just see. So I'm enjoying it so far. Nearly 500 people watching. 470 it says there. So yeah, I'm having fun. If you're watching this on the rebroadcast, thanks for sticking with it. Hopefully I'm doing a good enough job of reading out the questions. Oh, Bayern, really. As well as answering them. Oh, there's some tasty groups here, by the way. Goodness me, if we get Inter in ours, I'm going to be less than pleased. Or Napoli, for that matter. Oh, for goodness sake. Some of these groups are proper tasty, though. They're all of these are quite fun. Every group there has got like fun matchups, I would say. Who do you not want here then? Probably Valencia. Yeah, probably Valencia. Okay. Yep. Oh my God, look at that! They're top of La Liga at the moment. They've played one game, but they won 4-0. Hopefully not against the big boy. That would be even worse. I thought it was Madrid for a second there. Goodness me. That is a tough group. Who's this guy for Napoli? The thing is, I know Bayern are amazing. Bayern have got some like phenomenal players, so that's going to be tough. Yeah, they've got some real talent. I mean, so have we, but I don't know. The idea of someone's like brought up again the sellout idea. I think if you cut it, like for example, I think it'd be selling out if like I've been accused of it before when I did the One Football stuff, right? But when I did the One Football, this is not an advert for One Football. I'm just talking about what happened. When I did the One Football advert spot on my videos, I said to them, they came to me, I said, let me use your app for a month. And if I like it and I use it, then I will promote it. So I went away for a month, came back and said, yeah, let's do it. Like, so I still use the app to this day. It still notifies me, still gives me news. Like it's still a good app. And then they paid me to do like little video spots here and there for World Cup stuff, or like just generic sort of advertising. I'm sure you've seen them on other football like based YouTube channels. I'm not doing the press conference; too hard a group. But it's something I've never said I wouldn't do. What I have said I wouldn't do is I'm not going to promote. I mean, this is technically someone. Oh no, I won't name a name. I wouldn't promote a betting company because for a long time I didn't sports bet. So I only started doing like £1 accumulators last year, right? And before that, I'd never sports bet. So for me to then say to you, sign up to sportsbetting.com and use discount or use like, I don't know, sign up code Benji or whatever, that would be selling out. Like the idea of me saying I would never do this and then doing it. Like if I came on tomorrow and started promoting Budweiser or something, I don't know. I've shown my age there by using Budweiser as my example, but you know what I mean. Like alcohol, I don't drink really. Like I have one at Christmas and I have one on my birthday, something like that, right? Very very rarely though will I drink. So for me to like promote an alcohol would be somewhat sellouty because it's not something that like represents me or something I'd be about. But if one football comes to me, then of course I will, and I'm sure lots of YouTubers take that approach. I'm sure lots of YouTubers don't take that approach and will just promote anything because to them it's a job. Whereas I feel like if I'm going to promote something to the audience that I've built over a period of time, then I'm going to respect that audience by not just throwing anything at them for a quick cash grab. Like I don't think, and I've turned down stuff in the past. It doesn't make me a hero. I just morally like it didn't sit well with me, so I didn't take things that maybe other people would have done. So I don't know. I think there's a balance to be found with it, and to just call every YouTuber a sellout because they take brand deals and sponsorship deals, like you've got to be a bit smarter than that. You've got to look at the bigger picture, really. Like I don't know. I'm not really cool with it. And I should say as well, right? So for those I've mentioned it a little bit. I'm doing a Football Manager tournament in the next few months. I'm hoping it's going to be the biggest Football Manager tournament ever. And behind the scenes, we've been working on it for a few months now. And part of doing this tournament is getting a sponsor on board. And I've explicitly said to the people I'm working with, I don't really want like a sports bet. Like it's not just me that this would affect. So look, if a sports betting company came in and offered a ridiculous amount of money, then it would allow us to do loads of cool things. But I made the point of saying I don't really want, like if we could avoid it, I would like to avoid having a sports betting company sponsor our event. And like that, because it's important to me to not have that. Again, it wouldn't just be my event, so it's difficult for me to be the one person to be like, no, this isn't happening. But like I'm not going to compromise that sort of thing. Are you accepting fan entrance to the tournament? There might be a possibility. There's still lots to finalise, but there might be a possibility. If we do it again, absolutely. For the first one, we're not sure. We'll see. Unlucky boys, things haven't gone right for us. We're drawing away to Leicester here. Now I need to come up with some sort of plan B here, which might be this. And I can make the changes to represent that. Because this is like one of the go-to systems I think everyone probably uses at some point in their lives. What I might do is put Lahida more central. Bring on Guendouzi there and just switch those two rounds. And just play for like 20 minutes with this. Because it's been a pretty even game. No sides playing very well. Average rating wise, both of us are doing pretty much nothing. We're also going to play a bit wider now as well. Is the tournament open to public viewing live? Potentially. I would hope so. So, what is in my pocket? Oh, headphones. Oh, I just got a little, you know when you get like a little sharp pain for no reason in your side? Oh my god, I thought you chipped me. That was bad. Hello, I don't know, someone in the chat who's got a very similar name to someone I know in real life. If that's you, alright mate, text me. If it's not, then hi to the person that said welcome back, mate. I'm baffled. How long will the stream be for? Well, yeah, definitely like another hour or so. It may be me. Okay. Let's have a look at his profile. I assume it's you. If it is you, I hope you're good, man. We'll catch up soon. Ah! Oh my god, what is happening? It's not gone well, viewers. It's not gone well. It's not gone well. Decker's off. I guess we're going to play that for the last 10 and probably go more attacking. I'm furious. Lahida, drag me back into this. A point will do. Ah, come on. This is going to be so annoying because we started really well and now we're playing like one decent team. And we're getting beaten by them. Alan, I nearly bought him at Villa. Blimey, they should have scored really. We're not creating enough. We need to figure out why. I wonder if it's just the fact that Lahida's had a shocker as well. I should have probably kept Deckers on. I feel like there's going to be a goal. Either we're going to counter or they're going to score. I don't know. If the more we have the ball now, I think it might be us. It's not gone brilliantly, has it? There it is. God damn it! I hate being able to like see patterns that I recognise. Oh, I want to win the league. It's not supposed to be like this. Oh, Gibb, what a challenge! Don't get sent off now. Is he getting sent off? What's happened there? Everything's fine, right? Well, average rating wise, we've just been so poor across the board. I'm going to change some things around. This is not good. You're not good enough today. You're so bad, it's not even funny. It's an embarrassment, frankly. So let's see. Are there some headphones in your pocket? Are you happy to see me? They were headphones. They're black Samsung headphones. Not an ad. It started so well, and now I've got an international break to try and fix the issues. Arsenal Fan TV would be fuming, but Leicester are a good side, sort of. I'm not doing a press conference. Maybe I should start doing press conferences. Right. It's interesting that the players that are playing well tend to be in... I don't know, I was going to say the wider positions, but that's not really true in all cases. So there's not really a theme there. I mean, passing wise, or like chances created, who's doing that? There's not nearly enough going on in chance creation, is there? Goodness me, we need to change that up. That's why we're not winning. We're not creating nearly enough like clear cut chances. I might actually make some of these boys more attacking, get them further forward. In fact, I might make them both more attacking. Or make him more supportive and then make like Ray more attacking maybe. We need to have more support in and around. We'll mix these up instead. We won't work into the box quite as much. We won't be as expressive. And we'll play a more standard style. Just thinking what we can do. Pass into space. We're quite fast. Like, we're fast across the board, so that might work. I don't love doing it, though. Just thinking who want involved, I guess playing it to the fullbacks is more likely to bring our wider players into it a bit more. So we want that, really. We're going to bring our pressing to be slightly less urgent as well. Alright. We're going to, again, I've tried to simplify it a bit. I think, I said before, like, sometimes you can overdo it. I think we were overdoing it with instructions. So, we'll try that. We'll try that. You said there, Deckers in Shadow Striker. I do quite like the idea of that. I think Oliveira is maybe the best for that, though. Did I watch the rest of this today? I watched a little bit of it. They've changed it quite a lot, haven't they? They've just moved to a different network, so they're obviously trying to get people involved. But I've been playing a lot of FIFA, to be honest. which is not a thing you can say on a Football Manager stream. But I've been playing a lot of FIFA in the last couple of days because I've obviously missed out on the last week of it. I know not everyone's a fan. I personally think it's the best FIFA in. I think it's the best FIFA in like 5 years, 5 or 6 years, since maybe 13, 14, which I didn't think were great, but based on what we've had recently, I think it's miles better than last year, and yeah, I actually think it's really good. Although I feel like you can't say FIFA's good without someone saying PES is better. So it might well be your personal preference, but for me, I think FIFA's right up there. Worth noting, I don't play career mode, and I think if you play career mode, you shouldn't give them your money. But I wouldn't have given it for the last 4 years either. New York was amazing, Brian. I'm sure we'll talk about it with the American lot at some point. Pro Club Series coming back. I hope so. For those that watch the Proudy Effect, I would love for it to return. We're trying to put as much pressure on Chris to make it happen. So, yeah. Oh no, Boris is injured. I mean, it's a good time for him to be injured because he's got like a week of nothing, and I guess he won't play internationals now. So there's that. It's not too bad. Reject. I feel like the FIFA PES debate is really interesting every year because I think there's this idea that PES is like the purists game. Having played both demos, I was so unimpressed with with PES. I wasn't overwhelmingly like positive about FIFA, but dearie me, I was unimpressed with PES. PES doesn't feel like it's advanced for like years to me. I don't know. So wait, you're saying if you wanted to put it at Twitter and spammed Proudy about the Proudy Effect, that would probably encourage him, knowing Chris. Probably, yeah. Where's your Chittenden Hall shirt? I don't actually have one. Got a Thames FC one though. I just wanted to know, do you dislike 3D, or is you playing 2D instead of 3D? I have 3D replays on. Part of it is that I've always used it. I think there's a conversation to be had about the way that Football Manager looks. I'm going to wait and see what comes out of FM20 and if there's been match engine and graphical improvements. So far, that's one area of the game we've seen very little of, other than like regen faces are different. There's two ways of looking at it, right? There's two ways of looking at this, and I don't think probably nearly enough is made of it. So I could make a video on this and clickbait the fuck out of it, but I don't because it's not really me, is it? But I'll mention it in a live stream because why not? I think if you're gonna have a 3D engine in your game and you're gonna showcase your game in 3D. Let's start with the other argument, actually. So one argument is it's a football management game. The 3D is not important. It's about management. It's about where the players go and what tactics are applied and how players perform. Right? The 3D engine is irrelevant in that case, which would be fine if they didn't have one. But the fact that Football Manager have a 3D engine, we can't not compare it. It'd be stupid of us, really, to not compare it to what FIFA and PES and Soccer Manager and all these other games that have 3D football engines have, right? Is Deckers out for? No. Tell me he's not. Tell me he's not. He is. He's out for 9 weeks. This is brilliant. This is just so great. I'm so pleased I've spent 100 million on him. This is why I bought Oliveira, to be fair. Like, could be worse, right? Could be worse. Yeah, if you're going to have a 3D engine, to go back to this point, then we have to compare it to the best 3D engines. For people to say, oh, it's not PES, it's not FIFA, like, you're absolutely right, but when I play PES and FIFA, I get a feeling of this is quite close to real life. When I look at the Football Manager 3D engine, it feels like FIFA from 10 years ago. and I don't think that's necessarily good enough. And I totally understand, and I'm not naive to the idea that it would cost a lot of money, and it's not their main area in which they want to focus on. But if there is a 3D engine, then you can't not compare it to the elite 3D engines that are out there in terms of look, in terms of the way they move. Like, some of the animations in Football Manager, without being too brutal, are dreadful. Like, they're really bad. They look really bad. There's not a particularly great flow to Football Manager. I'll say this though, if you go back and play 5 years ago, it's much improved. It's far better now than it was 5 years ago. Like, the flow is far more natural. But then if you were to compare it to FIFA or Pro Evolution or whatever, you're not even in the same. You're not in the same like sphere. But at the same time you are, because you're making a 3D engine, and you're like, from what I can tell, they're quite proud of the 3D engine, and I'm sure resources play a huge role in why it's not better, and I'm sure licensing plays a huge role in why it's not better. They can't have like for like players, for example. That'll never be a thing because they don't have the licenses for that. But it's not like the summary of this is the 3D engine is pretty poor for what it is. And of course, there is the argument for, like, the game's not about that, which again would be true if it didn't exist, but it does exist. So I don't know why. I don't know what other people think about it. I'm sure there's lots of you that play in 3D, but my issues with the engine in 3D are the reasons I don't play it. So, or I don't play like consistently in 3D. Sometimes I will. I also think the speed element is a problem. Like, because you can only really watch 3D in like the average speed for it to look good, it's just a lot slower, and I like to play a little quicker, and because I play a little quicker I use 2D. But yeah, I don't know. But I'm not. That was a very in-depth way of me answering the question of why I don't use 3D. But hopefully that gives you a reason or understanding as to why I'm not like fully on board with the 3D hype train. Like, I think it's fine, but that's as far as my compliment for that goes. I just think it's fine. I'm not going to complain. Like, I've not made a video complaining about it because it doesn't affect the way I play the game, because 2D is still an option. If it took 2D away, then I would question it a lot more, and I don't understand any reason as to why you would remove 2D. They've obviously improved 2D in the last couple of years, because to align it with the 3D engine to make it smoother. Before it was two separate engines working at the same time. Now you have one engine that just puts itself into 2D. But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting. I do think it's an interesting talking point, and whether it will be improved this year and the animations, then we'll have 3,000 new animations, or whatever. I don't know. I feel like I wanted to do I don't think I will now, but I was going to do a follow-up video on my FM features video, because I was going to talk about the things they've announced and released as features, and some things they're releasing and announcing as features, to me, are not features. Regen faces being improved is not a feature to me. I mean, maybe it is to others, but it's not a feature to me. Them changing the preferences screen is not a new feature. Like, it's a new screen. They've changed the UI. Like, changing UI to be what it already is to look different is not a new feature. I don't want us to pretend that they've got loads of new innovation when they're just changing screens that have already existed, and the UI for that screen is different. That does not make the feature new. New feature is things like, well, noticeable things that are actually new, if that makes sense, which it should do. Right? I don't want us to get into this idea that, like, we have to praise every small change. There might be, there's a lot of, from what I can tell, I mentioned this in the video, there's a lot of quality of life improvements. There's lots of things now that we have that you assume, like, one of the best things, Football Manager's always been brilliant at this. I'll give them a lot of credit for this, and it's one of the reasons I come back to the game every year, is that Football Manager year on year is very good at coming up with the ideas that you go, why wasn't that always a thing? But equally, it's something you might not have thought of. And I've got a lot of time for that element of, like, oh yeah, that's so obvious. That's a really good innovation. and it makes the game like better as a result. They're really good at that. I'll give them endless credit for that. I don't know about the features are because I fell asleep 3 minutes into your video about it. Thanks, man. What a nice guy. Well, get back and watch it. I mean, you've done yourself a disservice, if anything. Go back. It's well worth watching. But yeah. Just realised I'm playing music and you can't hear it because of copyright viewers. So me singing it really doesn't help anyone. Just thinking team-wise, do I want to change anything? Defensively, you've been all right. It's maybe our wide players aren't good enough, which is a bit of a worry. Because I brought them in to be good enough. Maybe we're going to change Ray out for a game. We've changed up a few of the attacking roles, so it was very relaxing. I mean, that's okay. I can if it's because I've got a relaxing voice, then maybe that's good enough. Maybe I can accept that. I like the fact Matt's put that in the chat, and I've just done it as well. Because there's a delay. Our minds have coexisted there. We owe Chelsea after last time. It's a good team talk. Right, this is our first game of simplifying things a little bit. Let's hope it pays off. Otherwise, this could be really frustrating. But I'm semi-confident. I think we've got a chance here. I should say as well, tomorrow, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'll be back again with this. I'm going to be doing it all week until Friday. I'm going to be playing this save. So it should finish on Friday. It might finish on Saturday. It might finish on Thursday. Depends on how long we stream for. But so far we've done an hour and 20. So we've got a while left of today as they have absolutely torn me apart and missed. I'm going to play cautiously. I feel like I need to be a little bit more proactive with some of these changes. Come on. We need to win this one as well. Otherwise Chelsea... I say Chelsea are far ahead of us. They won't. Actually, they would. They would go ahead of us. But it's more the issue that United are doing a Liverpool. TPM itself is obviously perfect for Australian viewers. When I used to stream, when I first started streaming, I would stream at 1 PM until 5 PM every single day. For about 3 months I did it when I first started. I was very consistent. I was the Jordan Henderson of streaming. And, yeah, I used to have a lot of Aussie viewers back then. I think a lot of them disappeared when I started to stream a little bit later. So I then have to do it after I'd done my video for the day, you see. So I might have to put on some individual instructions on a few of these players. Because again, our creativity is so poor. So we're going to try a few instructions that I quite like. I'm going to try and make them a little bit further away from one another, in a hope that spaces will open up. We're not getting overrun in midfield particularly, though, it doesn't feel like. Let's do a shout. Let's demand more. We're going to have to make a change, and I already know what it's going to be, and I don't like it, really. I mean, neither of them are playing well, so... We're going to play this for the rest of the game. If we score now, I'll be miffed. Come on. I think this is going to be a nothing highlight, but we'll stick with it. That's an interesting ball. Oh, it's offside already. Just thinking who's playing badly. It's the front two. I'll go back to balance for the final 10. I guess a point away at Stamford Bridge isn't actually that bad. It's just not a win, is it? I guess we'll take it. It's a weird situation. I think in the context of the year, it's not too bad. But I'm going to you'll be at training tomorrow because we need to be doing more in these games. It's just not a good enough performance. Subs. I made 2. We've got Valencia in the Champions League and then Newcastle. So we've got a chance to do something against Newcastle, hopefully. But I think they beat me last year. So that's a worry. What have they just done as well? They've just drawn with City, who had a man sent off. I see having a terrible start to the season. No. Well, if they are doing, then that says more about my start to the year. I guess there's an argument to say, can I play 2 strikers at some point? But we tried that last year, and it was really frustrating. I don't know if against lesser sides, like maybe someone like Valencia, actually, in Newcastle, I should be playing a diamond again. I don't know, maybe. Is it too early for Formation Man to make an appearance? I feel like he's already made an appearance, and it's not necessarily working. Just thinking about what we've got at our disposal, that I can use, what I can do. We're quite flexible. We can do a lot, actually, especially with our midfield. Do I want to play? I could try it for a game. I just think it's a bit of a gamble. God, there's something I want to try, and you'll all ridicule me for it. But there is. I've done it before, and I've had it work before. It's proper Formation Man stuff, though. Like, it's going to look ridiculous. And I know it's going to look ridiculous, but I feel like I'm going to do it anyway, just for one game. Yeah, I've got the players to do it. Yeah, I've got Reece Nelson, haven't I? Okay. Oh, God, this is going to look so stupid. No, Deckers is injured at the moment. It's going to be... Oh, God. I know what it's going to look like. I should probably have tried to train it this week. Alright. So it's going to be this. And then he just... Oh, Gibbs is injured. Of course he is. So... I'm just thinking, have I got the personnel to do this? I have, haven't I? Dwayne Taylor can play. And then Reece Nelson can play. Right, so... That's better. Right. Okay. I'm actually going to play Szczesny so he stays fit. Right. Panic.jpg was funny. I want us to build slower. No, we should definitely distribute a fullback still. Alright. Take long kicks. I want to launch it, actually. I want to be launching these because we've got so many 4 players. Ella can't play, cool. I guess we should put a striker on the bench in case this doesn't work. Which seems unlikely, but... Alright. Let's just see. We've got to try things. They're quite defensive as well, so like we've only got those 2 to worry about, really. Like, it's a 4-on-4. When it works, I want you all to like the stream, okay? That's the rule. It's a good team talk. It's motivational. I've picked a team that I think gives the best chance of winning. Right. Formation Man has entered the equation, viewers. I don't know if you could hear those dings. We're playing the weakest side in the group, so it's a bit of a gamble. But I think that we can isolate their striker. We're a bit fortunate their formation sort of plays into our hands, really. But the idea is that we will overload them in the middle. Oh, if that had God won in, I would be laughing. Right then. That's ruined the whole thing. It's fine. We're playing the I formation. That's offside. Are you playing high press? Yes, we are doing. We've already had an injury. Minutes in. Is he offside? No. Come on. You're not even in line, mate. How do you even know? I've had an injury and 2 offside goals. I mean, it's starting well. They're going to review this one as well. Yeah, fair enough. That line's not right, but whatever. Oh, dear. This is like the ultimate chance creation tactic. We've had shots. We're so lucky they're just playing one up front. This won't work against teams that play with like high wingers. But they're not, so... Switch is on. Look how wide. The big switch. Someone who's got passing ability. I can't... What's he done there? What has Lashley done? I need to see it in 3 dimensions. What did he just do? What did he just do there to clear the ball? Brilliant. Brilliant. Brilliant gameplay. Brilliant gameplay. Right. Come on. There's got to be a goal in this for us. Look at their play. Look how many yellow cards they're getting. They are terrified of us. Ball played in. Go on. You're joking. You're actually joking. We've just hit the post, viewers. We've just hit the post. Come on. Oh, no. Please, not like this. Not like this. Not like this. Look at all the bookings they've got in and around where my players are. If we don't win this, I'm going to be livid. We've been the better team here. Come on. Go out there and make a difference. One person cares. Oh, the offside goals or whatever, right? You shouldn't. If they're offside, they're offside. But hitting the post is annoying. The player I've brought on has now got an injury. Are you joking, game? Come on. Find an opening. Oh! That must have been a half chance. Clear cut. It was a clear cut. If Valencia win this, by the way, I think that might be part 1 of this series. Or the final season. Alright, I know I brought him on, but he's coming off. We're gonna go. This is gonna. Oh, this is mad. We're putting an actual striker on there. Right, come on. Nissan. This is the sort of game he would score in for Villa as well. So I fancy this. This is the sort of game he would pop up with a late goal. Oliveira, great football. Lashley now. We've got a man over. Oliveira. No! Don't you dare do an over the top ball and they're just in. I can't deal. What Koosman? Oh no! Oh, look at this. The first highlight they've had. They've not had a shot on target yet, by the way, viewers. Just bear that in mind as we concede. Everything's fine. I'm going to play a little bit more narrow so we're not as open. Ball in. Delict! Yes! Is it actually going to count, though? Because I'm not convinced. We've scored a goal. Yes! It worked. Oh. Excellent. We're back, viewers. A second goal. This is going to be 4-0 now. They've crumbled. They have absolutely crumbled. We've got the goal. It's over for them. Oh. No. No, don't. They've had one shot on target, actually. Oh, the counter. Yes, here we go. Which we're not actually playing the counter, but we are counter-attacking. Oh! Listen, I knew it! Come on. They can't handle us. They cannot handle us. They're struggling. Look at this from Oliveira. He takes on this guy like he's not even there. And then Nissan there. Gets his goal. Maybe on his debut, you know. That might be a debut goal for him. What a piece of tactical excellence. Well, that looks like it's probably going to be game 1, viewers. Oliveira again. Look at him. Oh, he's a machine. I think the best tactics ball. You can't play it, Christian, so it's a lie, mate. Kind of like the 0-1 meltdown. I'm sure you weren't alone. We're topping the group, viewers. That's what's happening here. Okay, we can relax now. Do I play it against Newcastle, though? That's the question. Wait until Randy Deckers is here. Oh, no, we've got an injury, though. That's the biggest issue. Assertively say, good win, boys. Well done. Very good. Very impressive, I would say. Bring this tactic to the Premier League. Do you think Newcastle will be able to hang with it? Davies the top goal scorer in the league. I don't want to read that. All my attacking midfielders are just getting injured now. They're dropping like flies. He's not really the top goal scorer in the league. You are joking me. Okay. Oh, God. I can't even look at it. I'm just going to have to look the other way. Why are you so good now? Why were you not good for me? Why were you not good for me, though? Oh, whatever. Go away. Wait till Boris is back. Is he fit yet? Boris, come on. You can play when Nissan was playing. You'll love that. He's literally got 7 in 6. Are you joking? Hang on, who's the other guy we sold? Yeah, if he's playing well for Villa as well, I mean, there's no way they're doing terrible, I think. But I've got to know. If he's got like 5, I'll be livid. No, he hasn't got 5. How many's he got? None, probably. 2 in 6. It's not as good as it was for me. So, Boston manager just being sacked. Let's get back there, viewers. Let's end it with Boston. Get promoted out of League 2 again. Come on. How are they doing, actually? I guess they're getting wrecked, are they? Oh, God. Yeah, it's not going well for them over there. Rob France. Captain Rob France. I mean, since me, it's not gone well for them. You can see there, it's not gone brilliant. They've had so I was there for 7 years, and then they've not really had the best time of it since me. I won 206 games, which I think, comparatively, is probably more than the rest of them combined in the 7 years I was there. And I think I've left for 7 years now, so yeah, not good. All right, Newcastle next. Hopefully our fitness isn't too bad. I didn't rest people, so that might be bad. Do you like the tan I got, by the way, when I was away, viewers? Look at that. I know what you're thinking. Come on, Ben. Sunbeds. It's actually probably most prevalent on my... I know you can see it there. In the right light, it looks... Oh, it's... Oh. I look good. You don't have to tell me, I know. All right? You don't have to inform me. I'm well aware of how good I look. I got some excellent pictures of Proudy while we were away. Absolute top-notch ones on all devices. On my camera, on my phone. See if I can find a good Proudy picture on my phone to share with the group. Because the reason is I know he'd want me to. I will say the view I had at the apartment we stayed in was fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. I did get a lot of really nice pictures of nice views this time. So that was fun. The Proudy nudes. I don't have any Proudy nudes, sadly. In fact, I'm looking at these pictures. I don't think I've got a single Proudy picture on my phone. Oh no, I do actually. I've got a picture of Proudy hanging out with all his friends. There. So, all is not completely lost. I guess Gibbs should come back into the actual 11 here, shouldn't he? Rather than playing as the Ngonch. I don't really have anyone to play that role now, though. Everyone's injured. Any places to eat in New York would recommend? Oh, loads. For what meal? We'll try that again. All right, because we don't really have the players to do anything else. When his 6 guys coming back, I will record one this week. I promise. I will record one this week. Sorry that there's been a big gap. I didn't have time to do any before I went away, which was annoying because I really wanted to. But I did manage to get like all my Football Manager stuff sorted. All my videos were out good and proper, so it wasn't a complete disaster. All right then. Let's see. Can we beat Newcastle with this tactic? Will it work in the Premier League? If it doesn't work, then well, it's a bit risky, isn't it? Nelson, what a delivery. Oliveira though, he's going to be the difference maker in this team. Nelson puts it towards goal. Not very well. Oliveira, though, look at him. He's everywhere. Flipping heck. How have I got this kid on loan? Evening meal. There's a place we went to called the Iron Bar that I would really recommend. Good atmosphere. Good food. I would definitely recommend there. There's also, like, basically anywhere in Midtown that's not near Times Square is really nice. But yeah, the Iron Bar, I think it's just called Iron Bar. It's really nice. Depends whereabouts you are as well. Oh. Thanks, Hank. I appreciate that. Teach Leach just called me Daddy Benji FM, which is a great, I mean, yeah. Thanks, man. Lahida. To Nelson. Oh. Win it back, can we? No. Okay. Just hold him up, win the ball. Lovely stuff. Gibb, go. Look at us go now. Look at the break. Gibb's gone for it. Lahida. It's basically a 4-on-4 back there. Nelson, ball in. Whipped. Guendouzi, back in again. Back post. Oh, it's in. We dropped Ray and we're amazing now. Juan Manuel Sandua with it. You're saying Unganch wrong. It's not French. It's like Che Guevara. I just don't believe you. So it's Unganche. What? And you obviously love a Frankie and Benny's with random girls coming to you and saying hi. That actually happened. Was that you though, Harriet? Was that you? That's a really weird reference for someone to make. Have we officially tracked down the fact that happened? That's so weird. For so long, you've been a mystery. Was it you? Oh, well, yeah, I was so thrown off. The worst bit was... Well, Harriet, hi. The worst bit was, you did it when Ellie wasn't there, so I just looked like I was sat on my own in Frankie and Benny's. And then she came out and I went, you're not going to believe what just happened. I've just been spotted. So then I had to convince her as well. Oh, well, thank you for watching. Amazing. And thank you for saying hello. It was really nice for you to do that. Although I was really surprised. It was really nice. 3-0. The formation's fantastic. I'm basically a genius. Oh, were you? Amazing. See you in November. Alright, I'll try and go to Frankie and Benny's. The weirdest thing about ever being like recognised or spotted. See, that's fine. When someone comes up to you, Harriet did the right thing. She came up to me and she said hello. That was perfect, right? The worst thing is when I was in... Where was I recently? I was in... it was... Oh, what are they called? I forget what they're called. Oh, they're like a chain. Oh, it's not Frankie and Benny's. It's like they do like... Oh, I know where it is. I mean, I can Google where it is. I forgot what they're called. I know. I've forgotten. I've literally forgotten. It's near, for anyone that lives locally, it's near Pleasurewood Hills. It's like the restaurant near Pleasurewood Hills, and I can't remember what it's called. Oh, God. A Potter's Kill, a Harvester, that's the word I was looking for. Harvester, right? And so, if you're here now, by the way, you're a swine. Someone messaged me saying, just seen Dr. Benji at the salad bar. I'm thinking, and then nothing after that. I was like, who is this? And I had just been to the salad bar, so we were spot on. It was definitely me. It was too weird if it wasn't. That was awful. I hated every second of that. Because then for the whole meal, I'm thinking... So I'm trying to figure out... This is the worst bit. I'm trying to figure out with the group I'm with on the table. So it's Ellie's sister, and Ellie's sister's boyfriend, right? And we're going, who's nerdy enough to be a football manager? Who watches Football Manager here? So we're just looking for guys who look like me, basically. Going, it could be him. Could be him. And then every time someone walks out and leaves, it's like, could have been him, could have been him. But I had no idea who it was. Awful. It was the longest, like, hour and a half of my life, knowing that I'm just being watched by someone. And no one's making eye contact, so I'm just stressed out the whole time. Awful. If that was you, should have come and said hello. Because then that's significantly less weird. But yeah. Horrible. Anyway, I'm saying Unganche. Unganche? Is it said like that? Unganche? Rather than Unganche? Right. Well, I'm still going to say Unganche and say it wrong. Oh, Nissen. He's in behind. He takes on one. Oh. And I think, speaking, okay, well now we're on the topic of being recognised in real life, so I get to just humbly brag for a bit. The best one was when I was wearing a Scenes t-shirt, Ellie's sister was wearing a Scenes hoodie, and Ellie was wearing a Scenes t-shirt. And as I walked into Tesco, a guy walking out just went, "Oh, mate, love the videos." And I mean, like, we're in like full Scenes clobber. We look like a band. We look like the Cores had turned up. It's a very niche reference for those that know who the Cores are, but yeah, it's a good reference. So that was fun. So basically, to anyone that meets me ever or sees me, do just come and say hello. Otherwise, it's too weird. I mean, it's not going to happen very often. So I like every encounter to be normal. And just say hi. I follow you on Twitter, and I'll go, all right, good. Have I got you blocked, or are you muted? That would be worse if I actually had you muted. But then we'd have to find out why. I'd insist on that, I reckon. Okay, we've won a game there, viewers, with the system, so that's gone well. Happy times. We're nearly at the end of September. 2 more to go. We'll see how we're looking. It's been a little bit shorter as a stream than I imagined, but we'll see. When you come into Sweden, hopefully in the next couple of years, no joke, I actually really want to go to Sweden. I've got like family that have been before, and I would really like to go to Sweden. That'd be cool. I would enjoy that a lot. Where are Jovanovic and Hurtado? Good question. I think one of them is at Spurs. I think Jovanovic is at Spurs. And I think Hurtado came back to the Premier League, and I can't remember where. First things first, let's see if I was right about Jovanovic. He's now at Brighton. Was he at Tottenham on loan? Ah, he was, and then Brighton have bought him this year. Hurtado, I wouldn't have bought him for that, to be fair. He's still at Inter. So, there you are. West Ham, oh yeah, he did come to England. So he was at West Ham for a loan period, where he got 18 assists in the Championship. Goodness me. For someone that has like 10 corners and really bad free kick taking, that's a lot of assists. Admittedly, it is the Championship. Oh, Mikey Boy Duck. I should have gone to ESL1 New York because I was there when it was on. I didn't realise that I could have got a ticket for like a tenner. I'm glad I didn't go. It was my chance to go to an esports event and I threw it away. But no, I'd like to come to Sweden. Sweden's on my list. Because now I've done New York twice. I don't need to go back anymore. I feel like, not for a while anyway. I will go back in the future, but I feel like I had unfinished business with that city, and I feel like I finished the business. Whereas now I want to go to like Germany and Sweden and Norway and Iceland, and I want to do some like trips in Europe that are significantly less expensive, so I can see different parts of Europe that I've not been to before. So yeah, I want to do all those things. Yeah, I can't believe EG won. I say EG, NRG, Optic, right? Can we cling on? I've been to York. You've got a train museum, haven't you? If you're from York, maybe you know what I'm talking about. I've been to the train museum in York. I've been to Kit Kat Crescent when it was called Bootham Crescent, I think it was called. So yeah. Not a problem, Bradley. Happy to help. God, no. You're not from York? I got the train from Leeds once. Places I've been to in the UK. Shall we go through them? Let's go through them all. Warrington, Liverpool, Manchester, Bradford, Stoke. I've never been to Birmingham. I don't know why. I just have never been to Birmingham. Northumberland, Blackpool, Preston, Lincoln, Skegness, Boston, Brighton, Dover, Newark on the right side. You know where I mean. If you're local, London, Reading, Watford, Colchester, Cambridge, Peterborough, Leicester, Telford. I've been all over. I've seen it all. By all I mean those places I've mentioned. Yeah, I've never been to Birmingham. I've been to Preston. Yeah, the football museum used to be at Preston. I think we went to Blackpool and then we just visited Preston one day and went to the football museum before it moved to Manchester. Leeds I mentioned, didn't I? I'm trying to think where else I've been. Oh yeah, like Cornwall, all of like Swanage, Ilfracombe. If you live in England and you've been on a family holiday to Cornwall, you know the references. I'm pretty sure. Never been to Newcastle before. The North East is too far. I've never been to Scotland. I've been to Londonderry, or Derry. I would call it Derry. I wouldn't really ever call it Londonderry, because the football team is Derry City. Said like that. I've played at the Brandywell before. Yeah, big up. Where else? I'm thinking. I've never been to Wales either. I've never been to Wales and I've never been to Scotland. I'll have to get a map up. This is what this stream is now, viewers. We're drawing 0-0 with Sheffield United in a cup competition. I'm hoping this will just take care of itself. Let's see. Where else have I been? Ipswich. Didn't mention Ipswich. Been there. Oxford. Bath. Guildford. Yeah, I've actually been to more places than I realised. Oliveira. Bury St Edmunds, Thetford, Kings Lynn, Grimsby, Doncaster, Derby, Nottingham. I've never been more north than York, though. I don't think. I think York's my most northerly venture. I've been to North Leeds though, so maybe that is. Actually, I've been to the Dales. What am I saying? I've been to the Yorkshire Dales. I can't remember where we stayed, but I've been to the Yorkshire Dales, so I don't know why I'm saying. So that's my most northerly point, I think. Yeah, there you are. At half time, it's 0-0. This is not good, is it? I'm far from pleased with what I've just seen. Come on. Let's at least score a goal, for heaven's sake. Many of these places are only familiar from FM. What are your predictions for the top six? Oh, I don't really know. Before this season, it was the regular top six with Chelsea and United missing out. I had Arsenal fourth, Spurs third, Liverpool second, City first. Since you've been to Wales, if you get a chance, I recommend going to Bournemouth. Right. I mean, I live near Yarmouth, so Bournemouth and Yarmouth. I mean, it works, right? What a goal. Oh, how are we not winning? Do I have to change the system up? Do we have to bring on a striker? Because I will. I'm not afraid. Come on. You hope Leicester finish in the top four? That'd be cool. I think all Liverpool fans rate Brendan Rodgers. I don't know many Liverpool fans that don't. I think he's a really good coach. I've always thought he was a good coach. I just think he was at Liverpool. It got to the point where he was at Liverpool at the wrong time, really, which was a shame because he didn't really deserve to get sacked. But it was just one of those things that, like, Klopp, and if Klopp wants to join and you can get him, you kind of at the time you kind of had to take the chance. So, worst and best place you visited, what, in England or in the world? Because I'll roll out New York, because New York's probably the best one. But Gibraltar is absolutely beautiful. Love Gibraltar. So I'd probably say Gibraltar is up there. Saint-Tropez is really nice around there. Really nice around there. In England, I've got a soft spot for London. I do really like London. Same for Liverpool. I've got a soft spot for Liverpool. I know it sounds a bit predictable, but I really like Liverpool. And Lincoln as well. Got a soft spot for Lincoln. Well, we won the lot. So if we just score every penalty from now on, Gibbs an expert penalty taker, so this should be no problem. Left footed, top left corner, bang. I mean, bottom left, whatever it was. I did sign this in. That's a fact. I made the move. Rigamonte. Oh, that was a weird penalty. Like, I don't know if we touched that or what, but... La Haida. He's been on fine form this season. Can he score his penalty? The keeper managed to dive to his left and save it down the middle, which was very impressive. God's sake. In fact, did he hit the crossbar with this one? How do I watch it back? I want to... It's not... please? What? I can't? I'll do it afterwards, I guess. I want to see that miss, though, because that might cost me. Sanduit, he scored last game. Oh, flipping heck, off the post. It's now sudden death, viewers. If they miss, we have a chance to win. If they score, we have a chance to lose. Hughes, please save it, please save it, please save it. We've lost, I already know. I can sense it already. He's going to save it. It's going to go just here. I've seen it a million times. That's where it's going, viewers. Are you ready? He's going to dive very subtly to one side. This one's going to fire it like there. And it's going to be saved. I've been here before. If this happens, by the way, put it on Reddit. It's a conspiracy. They can hear us. Football Manager, Sports Interactive, they can hear us, viewers. Yes. Forget it. Don't put it anywhere. Whew. We're in it still. I was trying to jinx it and it works. Thank goodness. Culkin, please fire it wide. Oh, he's hit it at you. For goodness sake. Please. Oliveira, let's get it. Please, mate. Just do it. Just do it. Why is it taking so... Oh, they're dragging this out. He's the best player on the pitch by a mile with a chance to keep us in the cup. Now it really is sudden death, viewers. Demoji, probably. It's a shot. Oh, it's so bad. Gentile saves. Who's the hero? Guendouzi. I slated him earlier on. Not slated him, just said he's not as good as people seem to think he is. They've had one shot on target all game, Sheffield United, and they've taken it to this moment. But it's time for us to finish them. Please do it. Guendouzi, please. Otherwise I'm going to be very sad. Success. Success is a guarantee. Great team talk. We've won it. And now we're absolutely... Oh, no, there wasn't extra time, was there? Right then, we are going to wrap it up. I'm going to do this first stream, introductory stream, 2 hours long. We're going to pretty much hit it spot on. We're going to round things off with United, because it's a good way to end, I think. We're 4th in the league. Win this game, and we stay in probably 4th or 3rd. Lose it, though, and it's already time to shift focus to the Champions League. Oh, no. It might be that time. Do I have to win the league? I've got to win the league, haven't I? Oh, but this is our final season. I've already said it. This is like Thames. We're going to finish 4th and win nothing. No. I'll take the domestic double, to be honest. And by that, I mean the FA Cup and the Community Shield, the Carabao. I'll take those two. I'd be very happy with that, to be honest. Come on. Come on. If you could only have one of these players in your Arsenal team, which one? Ben Hur or Dorian Heiser? Oh, Dorian, 100%. Give me Dorian right now, Bradley. Give me Dorian. I want him. Always Dorian. I mean, I'll take Pixie over both, but give me Dorian. Ben Hur was good, but Dorian was different gravy. Those last few years, he was unreal. He's an absolute machine. I will say, thank you for tuning in. We've had just over 400 people here for pretty much the whole thing. If we could hit it with a quick like spike, if we could get 200 likes. So if anyone here can, if you're signed into YouTube, just drop a like on it. If you enjoyed it, we'll be back tomorrow. So if you're enjoying this, there's plenty more where this came from. Do not play Liverpool, Newcastle. Right, well that went really well before, so hopefully we can beat them again. Yeah, let's hit a little like spike on it. Shout out to Cultaholic for the inspiration behind the like spike. We're at 116. It's flown up. You've spiked it. 131. We're flying. Who did you prefer, Renzi or Spearer? Probably Renzi, I would say. I feel like there's a lot of people that really enjoyed the Spell series. Are you out there, people? I think it was really good. Like, it was a fun save to do. The Dorian situation made it what it was, but it was really cool. Dalton Lashley comes back in then. I don't think the rest of the team's going to remain the same. I think. Is there anyone I want to put in here? Do you know what? I'm going to be bold. I know we're playing United and this is probably stupid, but let's just go for them. Let's just attack them from the off. They're not going to almost hit them, viewers. You know? You like Thames the most. Me too. I will do Thames again at some point. I know it already. There, I've said it. You've got it out of me, viewers. Thames will return, probably next year, which is a very early time to say that, but I'm not done with Thames. Thames must return in some capacity. Maybe I should start Glory Hunter with Thames and remake them entirely to what they were when I finished. See, that's bad because I've actually considered doing that and changing who I was going to be and sticking Thames in there. But, yeah, I don't think I can. It's a bit weird. I mean, I could do it, but it would be a lot of effort. But we could start with Thames, and then Thames would just exist. Nelson, ball in. Oh, yes! United are getting ruined by my formation manish tactic. I love it. Every bit of it. Just put Thames in there. Thames were part of Central Park Rangers. Thames were in that save. But no, I'm not using Thames. Thames can wait. We'll maybe do Thames again. Or we'll create a new club at one point. That'll be fun as well. Oh my word, we nearly went 2-0 up. If we beat United here, by the way, all bets are off. We're a contender. We are a contender. There's a gale, 20-degree gale going on right now. We've gone attacking. We're just going for them. This could be bad. We're basically saying to our defenders, just stop Zaruki and we win. Guendouzi there, by the way. Sensational bit of defending. Lashley, inside to Lahida. They can't deal with us. Oh. Where did the idea of Thames come from? I always wanted to do a club save. I just didn't have the right idea. And then Thames just came to me as, yeah, this will be really good. Let's do that as the idea. Like the backstory, the location, it just had everything. It was just perfect. It's probably my best series in terms of an idea. Someone lock this guy up. He's so good it should be illegal to be this good. Zaruki scores again. He's the Rivy of this series for those that followed the Salford Story series from a few years ago. Zaruki he's turned the tide here as well. I feel like the tide has been well and truly turned. Lahida, go. I've tried to jinx it and it seems to have. Oh, it's not worked. Ball forward. Calm, delete, calm. Nice play. Calm. See, this really acts as like a 4-3-3 without, like, in possession. Racing forward, you know. Oh, we've had about 4 of them. Love the Palmer save. Yeah, man. We all did. 1-1. Nissan's got a bit of an injury. Zaruki just before half time. That would have been sick making. But we're okay. Arivi's 4, yeah. Right. It's pretty dominant. Formation wise, this has gone really well. I'm gonna say you owe them after last time. Let's go at them here. Very happy with the way you're playing. Okay, not happy at all. That was a lie. Can we get another goal? We're playing well. United are doing very little. I wish we were at full strength. I wish we had Randy Deckers to bring on right now for Nissan. Or Boris would do in this situation. Every time Zerouki has a shot, I'm absolutely petrified, by the way. That is a horrible thing to watch. Oh, there's no one to really bring on. I quite like this situation, though. I feel like if we win the ball here, their kick's not particularly good. And now we've got loads of players in space who can receive the ball. And there's one of them. And it's still the case, look. These boys, they're just waiting for it. What a ball! Nelson! Nelson! Oh, I never liked you on The Simpsons. Terrible. Still 1-1. A David Manzo. That is a lovely little reference right there. Part of me wants to throw Radaby up front, but it's just not smart. That's the problem. I've got no one I can play up front here, unless I play Oliveira. Oh, we're so depleted in the centre of like the attacking midfield role. And admittedly, I do play two of them, but we're missing like 3 players that could legitimately like be a factor. Hoosman, Taylor, and Deckers are all unavailable. But will the Hyder show that it doesn't matter? Referee, that might be a red card. Go watch the video and then red card him. It's absolutely not a card at all. But let's hope they give him a red. It looked like a brilliant challenge. But let's hope they red card him. Togo Maya, 20 minutes to go. Let's get him off. Just for the sake of the sport. Come on. Off, ref. It's a free kick. It didn't look like a foul. Right, so what? None of that makes any sense. God damn it. So it wasn't even a booking. Looked like a red card. Apparently it didn't look like anything. No one knows what's going on. Nelson. No. Nissen. Oh! Look at that. It's in. Just give it. I need some. Oh, it's a corner. Go on. Bag. Bag. Chesney. Nissen. Yes, Lahaida. Come on. Well played, everyone. Excellent piece of business. Let's end this stream with a win. Come on. Oh, he's tried to clear it against Lahaida. I absolutely love it. Do not let them score straight afterwards. I do not want this. Zerouki, though, he's on it. No, this happened last time we played United. Oh, my goodness me. I don't know what's happened. Gentile's Lassoud himself. We're still on attacking. We'll come off that. It's a bit risky. Oh, no. It's too late. Zerouki's got the ball. They've scored. It's done. It's 2-2. I can't believe it. Oh! Goodness me. All right, pause. Pause. Let's get Fabrice. Koeman's fit now. Let's get Fabrice on. Let's just put these two in here. Set ourselves a little bit more defensive. We're fine like that. Come on. Fabrice has come on. Chance. Just hold the ball, boys. We're fine like this. We don't need to do. Just keep it. Just keep it. Just keep it. Oh my God. Why are we giving it away? Fabrice, I've just brought you on, mate. Oh, I love that. You're so brave. You're such a brave boy. No, Zerouki, Delit, well done, Fabrice. We're still so long left in this game. They're chasing him. Referee, do something. No. Oh God, I shouldn't be this stressed out. It's October, and I'm still getting worried about FM 19. No, clear it, Gibb. Yes, best left back in the world. Here we go, the breakaway. We're on it. Slide someone in. Oh, yes, Oliveira to make it 3. He's done it. It's 3-1. We're insane. Get out of here. Go back to Manchester. Get the train. It takes a couple of hours. We've done it. Arsenal 3, Manchester United 1. A demolition job of epic proportions. If that hasn't made you want to like the video, nothing will. We're insane. Goodness me. What a win. What a win. Don't say they're going to bring it back from here. No, come on. Yes, we're so good. We've won. There's no way they do it now. There's no time. Let's make it 4. Go on. Let's have them. Oliveira. Oh. 4th place guaranteed now. What a victory. We've inflicted the first defeat on Manchester United. Let's get it. Liverpool go to the top of the table. When Randy Deckers comes back to really turn the heat up, then no one's going to want to be in our kitchen. Let me tell you. As wow, Gentile, that's top notch. Zerouki's had an off game. The ball's in the back of the net. How is that not a highlight? But no, sorry, we're not having that. What's just happened there? What result? How did that end up in the net? What has happened here? Oh, okay. Even that, the free kick, not even a highlight. Don't let them score here, by the way. We don't need any unnecessary drama. There we go, look. Come on. Please upload this tactic to stream. I mean, if it wins more games, then maybe we will. Oh, great bit of goalkeeping. Gentile just lassos himself all over the shop. You'd love to see it. Chris Proud, t-shirts available now. Lovely stuff. 3-1. What a result. And I can mention that in the summary video that I'm going to do. So if you feel like you've missed this this episode of Streamness, we've done 2 hours, though. We will do more. Tomorrow, we'll be back again for some more of this. This was fun, though. We played Napoli in the Champions League, and then we've got Sheffield United, who are not having a good season. So it should be a decent start, all things considered. But have you enjoyed the stream, viewers, those that have been tuned in? Have you enjoyed this? Yeah, looking forward to watching a bit more of it tomorrow? I would hope. So far, so good. Manchester City won 7-0. Goodness me. Nissan with a 3-1. Oh, a 3-1? A 3-day injury? A 3-1, I said, because it says 1 to 3 days. Right then. Send the assistant. Not doing team talks or press conferences. I don't know where we are. Yeah, this was good, though. I really enjoyed it. Good chat. Stream, you were on it. The chat were on top-notch form tonight, so I enjoyed it all this afternoon. As I say, we'll be back. There's an off chance I'll do another one tonight. I don't think I will, but you never know. So keep an eye on Twitter at Dr. Benji over there. Make sure you're following Instagram. Links to all of that sort of stuff is in the description down below. And as I say, back tomorrow, 2 p.m. UK time. That is, let me do some maths quickly. I should know this because I've just been there. That's 9 o'clock in Eastern, which I think then is 2 hours on the West Coast. So it's, or is it 9 hours on the West Coast? Might be even more than that. If you're in parts of Europe, it's 3 p.m. And again, UK, 2 p.m. Australia, I think it's like 11 for you, 10, maybe 10 o'clock. Maybe 10 o'clock. I'm not sure. I can't remember. It might be 11, though. What's 2 p.m. your time? I don't know when I started. 2 hours ago. What was the time 2 hours ago? Right then. We love with care. If we not to mention this next time. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. And as I say, I'm going to do a quick summary video now for those that can watch the whole thing. We love with care. Goodbye. Was it 1? Disaster. It was 11. There you are. Look. Bye, everyone. Look after yourselves. Bye. Waving, waving, waving. And...